Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is a cooking vlog. Yes, so we are going to be cooking egusi soup with spinach. Welcome back, and I would like to use this opportunity to thank all my new subscribers. Thank you. I appreciate all the love you guys are sending my way, and I say thank you. Please keep supporting me, keep tuning in, and yeah, thank you so much. I am really grateful to have you guys on board on my channel. Welcome to my channel. I am so happy for the comment that you guys have given me on my eating video, on my cooking recipe. Thank you so much, and please tune in. So we are going to be cooking our egusi soup. Let me show you guys our ingredients for today's meal. Come on. Can I say this is the first time I'm trying my new tripod, and oh my lord, I don't need to explain this tripod. Like, I'm so happy. Like, it makes life so much easier for me. So that being said, let me introduce you guys to our ingredients for today. So I have this big red pepper, and that is my crayfish. And that is spinach, is frozen spinach. I have no energy today cutting fresh spinach, so yes, I am going to be using frozen spinach. I always have frozen spinach in my fridge. Like, it's the most handiest veg to have in your fridge. That is my egusi here, and this is my red chili, and that is salt. That is my chicken jollof or jollof chicken or whatever, but this tastes more like this spice. Yeah, it tastes more like chicken spice than anything else. I'm going to be adding thyme just because I like the smell of it in the soup, and this is my Maggi, and that is my onions. So this onions is big. I'm going to use the half of it. I'm going to put the half of it in the pot, and I am going to also blend half of. Hold on, I don't think this one is good. Look, I think the back of this one is. We get another onions here because. So I took out another onions because I think that one is either it's getting rotten or whatever. So yes, it's a big onions. I'll use half to cook the meat, and I'll also blend half with this red pepper. Let's go over to where our meat is. So that is our meat, and in this pot I have chicken, my turkey gizzard as always, and I have afano and my stockfish head. So this is the meat I am going to be using to cook my soup. So I am going to start adding all my ingredients in the pot. I'm going to put the light on and turn on the stove. I'm going to add salt. I'm going to add Maggi. And that is my onions. I am going to be using half to cook the meat. So I'm going to add my onions inside the meat. So that is that. I'm going to add my thyme. And the last of this, my chicken, jollof chicken seasoning is only remaining small, and that is it. Now finished. I am going to cover this pot and let it start cooking. I'm going to cover it and still cook it because I need it to be a little bit soft before I start adding the egusi. So I'm going to cook this for at least 30 to 35 minutes at least. Then I will see if it's getting softer. So I'm going to add 1 cup of water in this pot because when I started cooking it, I didn't add water. I wanted it to simmer very well with the spice in it, you know, cook first with the spice so the spice can get inside the meat first before I add the water. So yeah, I will cover it again and still let it keep boiling. So I am going to cut all my pepper and onions. So I have washed this, so I'm gonna slice it and put it inside the blender. I'm going to add this chili and then I'm going to add the onions. The onions is optional. If you don't want to add it to blend this, is okay. You can just blend this because you already have onions in your meat. So if you feel like you don't want to add the onions, then you don't have to. I'm also trying to, I'm doing this, I'm blending this up today because it's not all the time I cook egusi soup that I add that pepper, right? But that I add the big pepper. But there was a question a viewer asked me about the palm oil, and she was saying if you don't want to use the palm oil or something like that, what else can you use to make the soup red? And I was saying you can use this pepper. If you get too big of this pepper, you blend it up and you add it in the soup. It changes the color of the soup. If you don't want to use palm oil in your soup. And that question was in my fish okra soup that I made, and the lady was trying to find out if you don't want to then use palm oil, what else can you use? Okay, we're going to blend that up. I'm going to add just a tiny bit of water, not too much because you don't. Yeah, I'll leave that amount first. And then I'll blend it and see. Oh my god, guys, I love this my blender. It doesn't matter what you put inside this blender, beans, so anything, dry stuff, whatever, it blend it, yeah, with no mercy. So let's go on and add this inside our pot. So now I am going to add our blended mixture inside the meat. I'm going to rinse this off a bit. So as you can see, the face of that liquid there has turned red. So if you add like too big of that pepper, too big one of that pepper will definitely, you know, give your food that red color you need from the palm oil if you don't like or if you don't have palm oil, or if you don't like to add palm oil. But that doesn't mean I won't be adding palm oil. I will be adding palm oil. I like to add palm oil in my food. That is how I was raised. I have always cooked soup with palm oil. But I'm just, showing my viewer that asked that fantastic question, that there is other option to making the food, your soup, look red instead of the palm oil. Anyway, I am going to cover this again and still cook it, because my meat is not here soft yet. I think another 15 minutes, then I'll start adding my egusi inside the pot. So this meat has been cooking now for like 30 minutes. So and is getting soft, so it is time for me to start adding my egusi inside it. So I'll add my egusi now. There's so many ways to cook egusi anyway. If you want to fry your egusi before you put it inside the pot, you can. And there's another method that my mother used to do is you mold the egusi, you put it inside the water, and then it start cooking first before you add it. So there's so many methods. Sometimes I do either of any of them method that I want to do. For the fact you're doing a different method does not mean you don't know how to cook your soup. You can either fry your egusi, put it, or if you want to then boil the egusi first, mold it in small mold, in small circle, put it inside the hot water, boil it first, and then add it, or you can just add it. So it depends on how you want to cook your egusi, because sometimes people will be teaching you how to cook your egusi, but everybody have their own method of cooking their soup. So I'm going to cover that up and let it boil for 10 minutes. All right, so while that is boiling, I will slice my spinach. Now I'll get a chopping board and chop my spinach. I like to chop this spinach this way because sometimes I feel like when you add it inside like this, that the shop, they don't slice it small, and you see, like when you finish cooking your soup, you see like all this long spinach. I don't like when the vegetables are that long in the soup. You don't have to add all this spinach. Sometimes I just add small spinach. Sometimes I want loads of spinach. So depending on how you're feeling, adding your vegetable, you don't have to add this amount. For today, I just want loads of spinach. So it is time to add a little bit of palm oil, because this my soup is already red, but I just want a taste of palm oil in the soup anyway. So that is all I'm adding. That's just a tiny amount. This soup is already red, so I don't need to put too much palm oil. So at this point, I am going to add my crayfish. So there is a little trick that I like to do in my egusi soup. So I like to just take 1 scoop of my oat powder, yeah, and add it, and this helps to, you know, thicken that soup up. If you like your soup this liquid, is okay, you don't have to do it, but I like to do it sometimes, not all the time. Just take this and put on it. This is a good thickener. You can actually use this for your onugbu soup or salad soup, whatever. It thickens very well. So I'm gonna just dust it around like this. And for the egusi soup, don't add too much. Just 1 scoop of this is okay. It will help to bring, like, it will help to make it a little bit thicken. So I will cover that up and leave it to cook for another 10 minutes. Then I'll add my spinach. So look at, with the help of a little bit of the oat powder I added inside it, it has thickened a little bit, but you don't want to add too much. Just a little bit is okay. So now I am going to add my spinach. Like I said earlier, you don't have to add this much spinach. You can add a little bit if you only want a little bit of spinach, but today I just want to add loads of spinach, so even it's not even a lot. When this cook now, when all this spinach goes down, so I'm going to cover this for another 5 minutes and this food is ready. So this is after 5 minutes, and look at the face of this soup. Oh, it looks so yummy, guys, and the aroma, you know. So this is it, guys. This soup is ready. I'm going to take it out of the stove so my spinach will stop cooking. I'm going to off my stove now and then take it out of the stove. So it is out of the stove now, and yes, we are done for today. So guys, thank you. We are done cooking. The only thing left is to clean all this mess and tidy up the place. And you know what is coming up next. It is my eating video. I can't wait to demolish this egusi soup, guys. The aroma is unbelievable. And I must say, my new tripod today, hey. It made life so much easier and so much better. Like, you know, everything was easy to do. Not like if I want to show something, I'm moving tripod, you just twist it, turn it, and you know, you get on with what you want to do without, you know, lifting everything out of the way and all that. And so I'm happy with my new tripod. This is like the launching day of this tripod. and yeah, it went so good. So guys, thank you so much for stopping by. Please do not forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys on my next one. Bye. Mwah.